Do you want to sign higher quality clients for bigger packages and faster onboarding with fewer people so you can scale your agency beyond the 100K per month while cutting your operations in half? Then I'm going to show you the Irresistible Agency Offer SOP, the whole process and the whole foundation you need to have in place for expert positioning, for an amazing offer that allows you all of that. So let's dive right into it. All right, let's dive right into it. This is the Irresistible 100K per month agency offer SOP, and we will show you how you can close more high quality clients at bigger prices with faster onboarding and fewer people, and therefore scale to or beyond 100K per month and make sure you're cutting your time in the operations in half. All right, so let's dive into it. Here's the full video that you're watching now to guide you through here. And so who's this for? This is a complete process, a complete SOP. You will see there's a lot of stuff we're going to go through. And this is going to be for agency owners or consultants who want to close more high quality clients. And clients that are actually able to pay you high ticket prices and that you can onboard also fast and don't need tons of people for fulfilling. So you can scale to over 100K and cut your time doing all the delivery in half, okay? So what are the results and the benefits from this? Is that instead of attracting those low-paying headache clients, you will have a good offer in place and a good expert positioning. It's not just these crazy offers out there that everybody makes, but combined with an expert positioning that allows you to attract high-quality clients instead of low-paying headache clients that always want refunds and stuff like that. Therefore, you'll be able to increase profit margin, your offer is more simplified, you can reduce the number of people you need to deliver the service, and you position your offer in such a way that it is actually easier to convert on cold audiences, on ads as well as on cold email, for example, or outreach, because only when you achieve that true differentiated expert positioning in the market and that expert messaging, where you set yourself apart from others, that is how you can actually attract those clients. In so many industries right now, people are just throwing bigger claims, louder claims out there, but you need to find a way to differentiate yourself. And so an irresistible offer is not only about the offer, but it's also about the messaging and the positioning behind it. And then this will allow you then to cut the onboarding also in half, because you're really streamlining what exactly you offer. Okay, so why should you listen to what I'm saying? So in the past 5+ years, we've helped more than 100 agency founders on their way to scale to those 7 and 8 figures. These are the same processes and SOPs all our clients have used to get results like this. Nicholas went from 10K per month and a team of 2 people to over 130K per month, 10 people after 1 year. Now his agency is doing around 8.5 million, 35 people still around after all these years. It's not just one of these agencies just grows to 100K for a while and then they sell the agency or they do some weird stuff with it or it breaks down again. No, like you want to build something that's based long term, right? And so there's other case studies here that we helped, other guys we have helped in the past. And so more case studies you find here. But let's dive right into the process. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So what's our goal today? Our goal is to create what I call the 3S formula. And big shout out to Cole Gordon. A lot of that stuff here I learned from him. Great guy. He's really an expert when it comes to that. And what you want to achieve is you want to have a specific problem that you solve for a specific person in a specific way. To give you some, let's say you're in the agency space for e-com. You could say we're an e-com agency who helps D2C brands over 1 million acquire new customers through YouTube ads, right? So it's basically customer acquisition, D2C e-commerce brands, and YouTube ads, okay? You could do the same thing. Let's say you're a CRO agency, and then it's more about the conversion rate over 1 million, for example, help them scale from 7 to 8 figures, and then from 8 figures have them scale beyond, for example. And what is the specific way? Let's say AI-driven CRO and funnel testing, right? Or you could be a recruiting agency and you say it's more about finding new employees, construction business in Germany, social recruiting. Yeah, there's different ways, right? So it depends on the type of agency you have. And we're going to dive into all of this in more detail, but this is like a specific summary you want to have. And then depending on how mature your market already is, you want to go deeper and differentiate yourself way more, because this is just basic here, right? But first of all, why is this important? So you need specific offers to work on cold traffic. A lot of people, a lot of founders, they'll rely on referrals, word of mouth, and then they're like, yeah, my offer is amazing, I'm differentiated, but you cannot grow like this. You need an offer that converts for people that don't know you. And also, when you specialize, you can charge high ticket prices, you can reduce complexity of operations, simplify delivery, you're not going to do the same for everybody. And the other thing is that you create what is called a lead offer. So if you're an agency that has more offers than just one, you can then get predictable customers for one service and then upsell to other services. So you're basically a specialist for saying, hey, we are amazing at YouTube ads and we're going to focus on this. And then later on, you can still help people with creative testing, and maybe you have a CRO upselling service or whatever it is. But that way you can keep these services and still just create an offer around a lead offer that gets you those first clients, and then later on you can upsell. Okay, that's important. You don't have to change your entire business. It's more about how you position it and how you actually making sure that you are positioning yourself as an expert to attract more clients. Okay, so let's go through it. Here we have a bunch of steps that we're going to go into right now. The most important exercise at the start is that you make a list of all your past and current clients. We actually put in there an analysis sheet for you that you can use as you're getting and downloading this process here. This is the sheet. So pulling this up here, this is the sheet, and I'm going to guide you through exactly why it's important to fill these points out. So you need to have a column for name, title, business name, what type of business that was, specific problem they had, the service you delivered to them, how long they have been staying with you, and how they got to know you, became a client. So you make a list of all your past and current clients, filling this in, okay? Then you have already the information of everyone here. And then after that, you're gonna do the following. How good were their results? Just rate it from 1 to 5. That's enough, just subjectively for now. How much did you like working with the client? How easy was it to deliver the service and get them results, right? It's one thing how good the results were, but the other thing is, oh man, was it super difficult? Was it hard? And then how easy was it actually to get the client, to sell to the client, right? Was it a client came from referral, or was it really a pain? We had to do a lot of objection handling. Was it really tough? How easy is it to sell to these clients in general, to find them and then also to sell to them? Now, once you have that here, what you're going to do is you have the information of all of your clients here. And then what you're going to do is you fill out the number, right, from 1 to 5. 5 epic results, like working, ease of delivery, ease of selling. And so let's say you do a few examples here for these clients, and then you sum this up, right? Basically, ideally, you want that you have a client where you get great results, you also like working with them, the delivery wasn't all too difficult, and the selling itself was also not crazy difficult, right? So obviously this one should have higher priority. I would always filter for the results first here. But then after that, in a descending way, filter for the highest scores overall, right? This one is most important, obviously, the results you can achieve, and then also that you can deliver it without too much complication. And then from there, look like, okay, what are the trends? Which are the guys that you get best results for, and you have the highest scores here as well. And then once you see simply the sums here, then you can look at, okay, so these were the specific problems I see for the persons that we got best results. These are the services we delivered for these guys. And you can also look at how many months they were a client, right? Which are the clients that are there the longest. And you start to see trends. Okay, these are the best services I should double down on if you did several services. These were the specific problems that the top clients had that we got to solve, that stayed with us for the longest time. And so this analysis is super powerful because most guys, they don't do this. They don't really dive deep into their past clients. But if you had past clients, you should double down on the best ones and try to get more of them. And that's what your whole offer, messaging, positioning should be based around on, like more of the top clients you already had, right? So that's like a super nice tool. You can download this and do this analysis then for yourself. Here again is the process explained for you as you're downloading this SOP. You add all the numbers together, you sort them, you ask these questions, and then you try to identify the patterns I discussed, right? What specific problems did your top clients have? What service did you provide? What types of clients are these clients? What niche is it? And what similarities do these clients have, right? What traits do they share? So this is, of course, on the business level, like what trades in terms of, what types of business they have, the industry, the niche, but also they have other commonalities, right? Is it certain clients, certain age, certain personality? Like try to analyze them, what types of client those were, maybe team sizes, business stage of the business. And that way you understand what your best niche is and what stage they were at in the business, not only what business, but what stage they were also in. And then you start to see patterns. And this is then what we're going to use in step 2 to identify what exactly should be your niche based on your analysis from past customers. So this is basically your ideal customer profile, ICP, or ideal customer avatar. Basically who that is, the type of business, where they are based, what they are in terms of demographics. And this is a much clarity we want to have, because if you don't know exactly who you're going after, you're not going to attract the right people with your messaging, with your offers, with your outreach, right? And that's why you can't say, hey, we help e-com businesses or help construction businesses, but what type of business, right? And also the decision makers, what type of people are those? And then here's a quick shout out to Hormozy. Hormozy has really good content on how to make a decision when picking your market. If you check out $100 million offers as well. The first most important thing where you can provide most value to, that's how you can pick the right decision for your niche, who you go after, who can get the best results with your service. And that's why you do the past analysis of your past clients, right? And then, of course, your market should be growing, at least neutral, not shrinking. You know all of these ones, maybe from $100 million offers. Is there a clear problem in your market? And I think this is key, that you know like whose problem and way of thinking do you understand best, right? So whose problems are you actually good at solving, or can you actually become really good at solving? And another one is like they should be easy to find through research, website scraping, Google directories, LinkedIn, and so on. Then it's much easier to target them. And the total addressable market should be also 30K or above. It shouldn't be too low. If it's like very low, you could go after corporate and so on. It's possible. But for outbound and ads, it's better if there's a decent number of them. And then the purchasing power. Ideally for B2B, of course, you want to sell a service that's high ticket and not just like a few $100 as well. Okay. Then there's a few other factors that are interesting. How long is their sales cycle? So if you help them get, for example, more leads, then it's better if the sales cycle for them to turn the lead into a customer is very short, because that way it's much easier for them to see the results from what you help them with, right? And if you need to train them on sales, it's also more difficult. It's a more difficult offer, so it's easier if you don't need to train them on that. And also, what is the service? Is it like a want, or is it an essential? They absolutely need this, The more it's like a need, the better and easier for you to sell it. So consider these factors when making the decision for your market, and then fill out this information like from the best clients you've analyzed: name, type of business, what's the state of the business, the income, who's the decision maker, what's the role there, where are they mostly based, what age more or less. Do you have any criteria? Is it usually men, women that you're targeting with your offer? Does it matter if they have children or if they're married? Can be a decision maker for some businesses or business decision makers. Then things like time might be more important and things like that. That's just important to understand. And then the question is, where can you find them, right? So that's what we said before. Are they easy to find? Where can you find them? And then start to analyze what was the specific problem. What is the specific problem of these type of people? For now, do this on a surface level, brainstorm the specific problems, and you write down things like, they need more customers, they need more employees, whatever it is. They can't do it on their own. But this is not enough. This is where most people will fall short. And this is where most people actually don't differentiate themselves. And they're never showing themselves as the expert. And therefore, you don't really enter the conversation that is already happening in the mind of the customer, and show yourself as the person that really can solve their issues. That's why we have like a really deep drilling copy exercise. A lot of this is like from Breakthrough Advertising, Eugene Schwartz and other guys out there that are doing amazing with market research, copy and so on. And this is a super essential exercise for you. Most people don't do that. You need to understand what are their deeper wants, needs and problems. What are the characteristics of the psychographic of your ideal customer? And you probably heard about this one, the empathy map canvas. And I created a template here as well for you, linked in here. Fill that one out. So this is the empathy map canvas, super powerful tool to fill out, especially before you do any outreach or run any ads. You really want to make sure you understand the ideal customer deeply, okay? And so you want to go into who exactly are we empathizing with, and then from there fill out these questions, right? Who is the person you want to understand? What is the situation they're in? What is their role in the situation? Really drill deep on that. How are they related to the situation, to the problem that they're in? Then from there, what do we want them to do? What do they need to do differently? You know, what jobs do they want or need to get done? What decisions do they need to make? How will we know they were successful, right? And this is like really like, this is what their situation is right now. And this is what they would need to do to get there. And this is what we think they do wrong right now, the beliefs they are having that are the wrong beliefs, and what we want them to do, and what we want them to start to believe so they can actually do that. And so this is really also market research around what's happening in their market. What do they see? What do they see in their marketplace? What is in their immediate environment? What's happening in their offices? What's happening on social media? What do others are saying? What others are doing? What are competitors saying? You know, what are influencers saying about their situation? What are they watching? What are they reading? Right? YouTube videos. Like what people are they following on social media? What are they saying? What are competitors saying? What are other people saying? And this is so important because once you understand this, you show that you understand the industry, you understand the market, you understand the trends, what they see. And therefore, you also should understand what they are saying. What are they saying when they are on a call with you? What are they saying on posts? What are the problems? What can we imagine them saying? What do they complain about? What are they frustrated by, right? And then what do they do, right? What's the typical day of them? What is something they might still be doing that frustrates them, right? What have we observed? What we can imagine them doing? And then what do they hear? Hear other people say from friends, colleagues, secondhand. And then from there, you know, you analyze all the senses of the environment. See, what they hear, what others are saying, what others are doing. And then from there, what are they thinking and feeling, right? What are their fears, frustrations, anxieties? It's like the pains, the frustrations. And what instead do they want? And so you can fill this out, especially here in all of these boxes, and answer these questions. And the core is any thoughts they have that motivate their behavior, any pains they have. So basically, this is the current situation and the pains that they are feeling right now. And this is what they want instead. And just having this and then thoughts behind them, what motivates them, drilling deep on that is so essential. And you should talk to your previous clients to figure this all out. Talk to them about it. Walk through them with that. Ask someone for 20 minutes of a short interview and just go through all this before you work together, right? What was the things they would say about all these points here? And then also listen to past sales calls you had. What were people saying there? What were some trends they were mentioning from the industry? All of that. What do you feel like? What wrong mindset blocks or limiting beliefs did they have about what is possible? Right? We dive deeper into that in a second, but this is so essential. Don't skip that. Most people never get this awareness about their audience, and then they're not able to craft compelling messaging and outreach messaging, copy and content that really differentiates you. Then it's just always the same. You're just talking louder. Hey, I'll promise you this, and I'll this, and I give you a foot massage, and I do this and this, you know. That's not going to work. You need to really show that you understand the specific pains, problems, and limiting beliefs, and you are able to shift them. And you are able to say, hey, look, here's why you have that problem, and here's how you're thinking wrong about this, and here's how we can help you with this, right? So this is super powerful to do that deep understanding in line with your ideal customer. Again, here are more questions, the top daily frustrations, what afraid that keeps them awake at night. You've probably heard all of these before. A lot of guys out there are teaching these questions, but the idea is you want to really hammer down on those, get clear what is their current situation, why it is painful, how they describe it, how they describe the pain, how others would describe the situation, and how they describe their desired situation. And why is that better than their current situation? So it's always current situation, pains involved, how they talk about it, what's the desired situation where they want to get to, how they talk about it, how they describe the pleasure of being there. And then always is the question, what's blocking them to getting there by themselves? And how would they describe it? You can see always the question is, how would they describe it, right? The key is that you understand what words are they using. You as the expert are probably going to use different words. You're saying, yeah, this and this is the problem, and this is what they're saying, and so on. But you want to use the words that they are using, and this can be different, so that they feel really understand, and then they're thinking, oh wow, that's exactly what I thought the other day. Okay, what lies are they believing? Why are they believing these lies? And then what things is your niche interested in that other people are not interested in, right? So this is again like traits, things in commonality, hot topics. In the e-commerce space for a long time, the iOS update was a hot topic. Tracking as an update was a hot topic. And so there's like things that are specific to the niche that everybody talks about. Building in-house team versus hiring agencies, also hot topics, right? You want to understand what are the hot topics in the industry that people talk about, so you can position yourself and identify trends in the market, and then therefore craft your messaging around that. Objections on sales calls and how you handle those objections, also powerful to create content. Now we have 2 more exercises that allow you to drill deeper, and this is stuff that most people never do. So if you do that and get the awareness, you will set yourself apart so much from people out there who just put out some crazy offers. And that is, again, Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising. That's level of awareness of your market. Now, what awareness about the problem are they at? So the goal is to understand there's 5 awareness levels about their problem, and you need to understand where they are at right now, and then ascend them through your content and education until they believe what you have is the best solution for their problem, and they want to buy from you. Okay, so first stage, unaware, they don't know anything about your product, they don't even know that they have a problem, and this is mostly around they need to get awareness that they have a problem. So an example would be an e-com founder, they run ads, but they don't use even any tracking or attribution. They have no clue that this even is a problem. They don't even know that the numbers are off, and they think like, yeah, that's all good. And they don't even know they have a problem. Then the other step is step 2. They are aware about a problem. They know they have a problem, but they don't even know that there's a solution for this. And then your goal would be to educate them that there is a solution available and have them ascend to the solution aware stage. Example here would be that the founder says, he cannot say from which channel the sales are coming from. He doesn't know how to make the best decisions, but he doesn't know how exactly this can be solved. So he knows he has a problem, but he doesn't know how this can be solved. Then the next stage would be that they know there is a solution, but they're not aware of your specific solution or service. And then the goal would be here to make them aware around your product aware, and how it's different from other services or solutions out there, okay? And so here the person would know that, yeah, there are tracking solutions available, but they don't know your specific one and what's better about yours and so on. They maybe know some general types of software and attribution tracking, but not yours. At that stage here, product aware, they know about your product or service, but they have not bought it yet. They know there are different types of similar offers out there, but they don't know the details. And here your goal would be to convince them that your product service is the best for their problem compared to others who do the same, right? So here it would be that they know about yours along with the tracking solutions of others out there. And then the final piece is the most aware. This is where they even know your service in detail. They might even know the pricing and the offers of other competitors. They might have even tried your product in the past or where to buy from you. Maybe, they checked it out, did a trial, or they were on a call with you, talked about it. Maybe they did the same with competitors. And that stage is to convince that your product or service is the best solution for them, also long-term, and differentiate yourself by providing the best experience just before they become a customer and while they're experiencing it. Okay, so this would be that they may have a trial of your software, have tested it, and have tested your competitors in the past. And then now it's about really differentiating yourself with case studies, storytelling, part of a larger tribe with actually delivery of the service that is top notch, that they stay with you long term. Okay, so what you should describe is what is the awareness level of the target market that you're going after. Most of the time, for most people, it's going to be problem aware or solution aware. This is like either if you have something that they don't know that there's a solution for, if you have some new type of service you're offering, then you could make them aware that there's a solution for this. But for most people, they know there are solutions out there, but you want to basically make sure that you highlight why yours is better, why you have a better product, why you have a unique spin on it. Okay, so this is where most services are falling into, unless you have something completely new where they're not even aware of a problem and that you're solving, and then you need to create that awareness around. So it's key to understand this, where you're falling into, and from there, the type of content and the type of outreach messages you're creating is super important. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say you run Google ads for e-com brands, right? So some people are already running Google ads, and then it's different if you target someone that's running already Google ads. They know already about Google ads, but they probably understand, okay, maybe I need someone who runs it better. Maybe they're dissatisfied with the current agency or the current in-house team running the Google ads. Maybe they're feeling like, yeah, there might be a better solution out there. I know about Google ads, but there might be a better solution. So then your goal would be to highlight how yours is better. That's then product aware, maybe even most aware if they're really in depth in the market. And so your goal would be then to highlight that, okay, why you're better, why you're doing better things, how you're doing things differently. Now, let's say you're targeting people who, for example, have been running meta ads only, and they kind of heard about Google ads, but they really don't know it, have never done it. Then your goal is also to, first of all, make them understand why they should do Google ads. And then from there, once they're aware about that, why your way of doing Google ads is the best, right? So it's a completely different game depending on the awareness stage of your audience. So understand this and then pick the one and target the one that you, depending on who you're going after, is the right awareness level to choose, and then target the content around that, okay? And the other piece that we're having here is level sophistication of your target market. Again, Eugene Schwartz. And it's basically similar to the awareness level, but this is now about sophistication level. The idea here is to ask yourself, how much have they heard before about the problem, the product, the claims, the solutions? And so this is really understanding, are you the first person to market level 1? This would be you're in a new market, or you can just make any claims. This is like basically when AI software tools started as a market. You could just say that you have a tool based on ChatGPT that was already epic, or you could save time with AI tools. Super, super cool. Then more competitors came in, and then your goal is you have to take the existing claims of the competition that are first and expand on them and make them bigger. Or you say you offer better results than the first AI-based tools, and you save more time, faster output. So in just saving time, you say save 10x more time with these AI tools, right? Then the third step would be they've heard all the claims. The market is getting mature. You cannot just offer more bigger claims. It doesn't work anymore. People don't believe it. You cannot just talk about the outcome, the benefits. You also need to talk about how it works. What's the mechanism? And the more unique that is, the better. What is the USP? What sets you apart? And so you could say, here's an example of what makes your AI tool better. In the way it saves time, so specific content creation mode, copywriting modes, save 10 hours per week writing sales copy with our AI-based copy engine, right? So that would be a unique mechanism. Oh, interesting, copy engine, right? And so it's very unique and not just about the outcome here anymore. Then the fourth stage is here that you're gonna elaborate and further develop the unique mechanisms that you have. So you include even better and more unique benefits. So you could say, hey, what makes the AI tool better in the way it provides AI-based copy compared to other tools? Maybe take into consideration your brand voice, right? The most advanced AI copy solution replacing copywriters and other AI tools using your brand voice with our AI human tone system. Very unique mechanism, okay? And so you further refine and develop this. And then the last stage would be that the market is kind of dead. They've heard everything. Everybody made crazy offers or money back or this and this. Everybody said the crazy system out there. And at that point, you need to convince them through stories and make them identify more with a tribe or movement or label they want to belong to, right? This is like stuff that, for example, Russell Brunson is doing really well. Become a funnel hacker, all of that, right? You can't present even more like, oh yeah, build funnels. Everybody builds funnels or website builders. And they start to understand, hey, I'm still doing storytelling, I'm building a tribe, and instead of beating the market down even more. So that would be the idea, become part of the AI revolution, join our movement, telling customer stories and so on. So you need to understand what level of sophistication is your target market at. So if you, for example, it's very important, if you go after e-com brand founders, they have heard a lot of stuff, right? You cannot just come and say like, hey, yeah, we run your ads, cool, but so what, right? What's the difference here? So they've heard probably a lot of claims before, and the question is, what makes you different? What do you do better? What do you do differently? What's your elaborated unique mechanism? What's your USP? And so you need to go into a deeper stage here, and then from there, what all the big agency owners are doing out there, they're even doing on top of their mechanisms, they're doing storytelling. They're building a community, a following, a tribe, right? Where they deliver value up front and they position themselves as an expert like this, a trusted source. And this is something where you need to get into once you have a very sophisticated, mature market. Okay, if you do local businesses, right, and you're targeting a niche that hasn't been targeted that much, but you can help that niche, then you might not need all of that stuff. Then it's just about maybe a good claim, talking about how it makes you different, and it's a different level of sophistication. So from a level 1 to 5, what sophistication level is your target market at? And that way you need to understand how sophisticated you need to craft the copy, the claims, and what level you are at. So to summarize, you pick the sophistication level and you pick the awareness level, and that way you can much better target the type of messaging and the type of content you create when you are actually doing outbound, when you're running ads, when you're doing content marketing on your social media. Okay. Now, once we have that defined, the niche and the awareness level, we're again going to talk about what service do you provide. Obviously, most important, identify that what are the best services you provided for the top clients that you help the biggest problems to solve. What problems are you best at solving? What can you also enjoy really going deep on? And then the other thing is also, are there some problems that you can learn or acquire the skills to solve? The bigger the problem, the more money you can usually charge for solving it. So this is a super powerful concept I've learned when you basically start to realize, yeah, you might be running ads right now, but maybe right now you want to tweak it into something where you have later down the line a creative solution for someone. Because the pain of creating creatives, for example, is for some business owner very big. And so you could learn also when your current offer is not good enough, you could actually learn to deliver a service that is in high demand and that money is being paid for. But ideally, you want to focus on the services you're best at, that you have already delivered to clients in the past, that money is being paid for right now, and then double down on that one. These are always services that money is going to be paid for. Then from there, once you identify this, there we have a niche and offer score calculator. Big shout out to the guys at Instantly, the outbound software. They have an incredible niche and offer training. And this is exactly where they talk about how you can calculate how good your niche and offer is. Because that way you can understand what are the key factors for a good offer. The key factors are it makes money, saves time. And there's more factors that even if you have more of those, it's even better. So obviously it should make money, right? Of course, it can save time. That's another type of offer. It can save money. It can be another factor would be that's a priority for the company. That there's also multiple providers. You can get fast results, clear ROI. It's an emerging but proven market, fast-growing market. You have experience and domain expertise. You do it done for you. That's also always more compelling. It's a performance-based offer and you have a guarantee. So you don't need all of those, right? But the more you have, that's what the guys at Instantly are teaching, is like the higher you score, the better. So of course, if you only have a few of those, that's not going to convert. It's not enough to just have something where you have, it makes money, right? That's not interesting enough. It's not compelling enough. You want to have more of those here, right? So find a niche where you have at least 8 of those here. For example, say it makes money, it also saves time, you can provide clear ROI, it's a priority for the company, it's a fast-growing market, you have domain experience, you do it done for you, right? You also have a guarantee in place, maybe there's a performance ingredient in there, right? So you're seeing already how we're starting to tick the boxes here. And this is the tool that you can use from the guys of Instantly as well. They provided this too. And it's basically examples of different types of offers. Lead gen agency, TikTok agency, ads agency, and so on, email marketing for e-com. And then how you could rate to, does it make money? Does it save time? Does it save money, right? Is it a priority? For some of those, you could argue, yeah, of course, it also saves them time and so on. But of course, any type of service saves them time. The question is more like, what's the specific outcome of the service, right? So with some of them, you could argue between both of them, I get it. But focus on the ones where it's clear, right? And so you have here examples of the idea. And then fill this out for the niche that you have chosen, right? What is exactly the score? how many boxes do you tick? And then here again, you have the calculator. Super powerful stuff. I love this tool from those guys. And figure this out for yourself, tick it off. And you want to go with something that's at least an 8 to 11. And then from there, you can still improve this even more. That way you have your niche and your offer score written down here. And then we're going to dive into the promise and guarantee. So what's very important is that you can actually list a clear and specific measurable outcome and result that you can promise to your client. Now, what's important is you don't have to promise it, but what you should ask yourself is, if you had your top client and the top client where every of the circumstances are dialed in and all of the situation, circumstances, everything is perfect, what is the top result you could get that client? And then you can just look back at your top results for your top clients, and then you could say, this is a specific outcome I can promise if everything is going fine. Obviously, you don't have to put this into a guarantee and so on, but this is specifically the outcome you have helped others in the past achieve. Not everyone, but your top clients, right? And this is what you can use to say like, hey, we have helped this client go from this to this in that time frame. And that's an example. It's not for everyone, the result, but is what you have achieved. So it is a possible result. And so then from there, we're going to then talk about, okay, what do you put into a guarantee, yes or no? But for now, it's actually attracting people with a clear outcome that they want. If you will promise it later is a big question. You could promise it, right? If everything is going well, but it's more about the clear outcome, the clear measurable result. And then from there, you can then say, okay, what are the possible guarantees you would be willing to offer? Again, if you want to put this into your score to increase the offer value. And that could be examples here, number of new customers or leads within that time frame, or money back, or you can just say, oh, we work for free until you do. There's tons of different ideas you can do that. These are just some first to go for as a first start in terms of a promise. Then big shout out to Joel Kaplan, really good at coming up with offers for founders. And he taught something in his content I really liked, that you have these 3 ingredients for irresistible offers. It's like, first could be a guarantee that you have a big promise, like something we said here before. And that's like basically, here's more ideas. You do 20 booked appointments, 20 days, or you get these leads depending on what your target audience is. 250 patient opportunities, patients in the door. Like that depends what your target audience is, or like for an e-com company or another company, increasing that by that in that time frame, right? So it's a big promise. And then again, the key is here, what everybody says as well, is you make sure that you offer this only if they qualify. Of course, they have to fulfill certain criteria. They must be willing to use your system. And it's fine if it makes you a bit uncomfortable if you think about this right now. And if you cannot guarantee this to everyone. The goal of these guarantees is to get people on a call and then see if they qualify for it. Okay, you don't have to promise it to everybody, but you could say, this is what we can achieve for our best clients. And might be the case we can offer this for you, and that way you get them on a call, right? So this is the idea of a guarantee and a big promise. And then the other one would be to make it more attractive, to have risk reversal, to remove as much risk as possible. This would be around, we'll pay you 1,000, or we'll give you a full refund plus 1,000, we'll work for you for free, we'll pay you for your ad spend. So you can then identify which ones are the ones you want to go for. The question is, of course, how sophisticated is your market? That's why we talked about this before. If your market has already heard all the claims, you might need to do a bigger claim if it's still possible. At some point, of course, it's getting ridiculous. And that's why at some point in the agency, e-com space out there, people are just throwing around random claims. I give you a refund, I give you 1,000, I fly you out, I'll give you a foot massage. And at some point, you don't differentiate yourself anymore if the audience has heard all the claims. Doesn't work anymore, right? But if your audience is less sophisticated, the awareness level is lower, then it might be making sense to, if they never heard this before, to make this irresistible by removing risk. Otherwise, you would just need to differentiate yourself with the unique mechanism, what makes you different, combine it still with the good risk reversal, and still also provide great case studies and great domain expertise and expert messaging. Now, then this is also very important to understand. But there should be a way out. There should be a downsell where you offer no guarantee. That's another option. And clear rules what they need to hit that result if you offer this guarantee, right? It needs to be that they're held accountable and there's a win-win situation. Otherwise, you don't offer this. You need to set conditions. And you, as I said, you don't have to offer this to everybody. This is a tool to get people on the call. And then if necessary, you can offer this on the call as well. All right. And then the third part of it, so we have guarantee, big promise, we have risk reversal, and the third part is the unique mechanism. That would be the new way of doing it, as we discussed. More on that down below. We dive deeper into that in a second. That's going to be step 5. Before we dive into that, one piece about value maximization. Of course, no offer training can neglect Alex Hormozzi's great work on that. And that is basically, again, understanding the value equation, asking yourself, okay, I have a dream outcome, and there's a perceived likelihood of achievement for me as a customer. And I don't want to have a lot of time delay, and I don't want to have a lot of effort and sacrifice. If this here is low and this here is high, then I'm perceiving amazing value. So the more you really truly understand their real dream outcome, you might say, hey, you just want to get more clients, right? But you could also ask yourself, what type of clients? That's the real dream outcome. They want to have these amazing customers coming into the door, or these amazing people that have a higher average order value, right? So what type of clients? What is the real dream outcome? Drill deep. It doesn't also help them that you give someone a lot of appointments in the calendar, but then they're all paying people and nobody of them will close, right? So you can say, oh yeah, I give you 50 appointments in your calendar per week, and then it's not a dream outcome for them if they're all paying clients, right? Maybe the real dream outcome is for them that you're getting them customers, not you're getting them appointments. Or so like understand really what is the real dream outcome from them. Really drill deep here. And then the key is that you increase how they perceive the likelihood of achieving the dream outcome. So you need to show them that yes, we will do this and this for you, we will even do this for you, or we will give you all the best tools, or we have this and this in place, so that it will be absolutely sure that you achieve this dream outcome, or achieve already a first big milestone, right? That is very important, and you need to show them methods or mechanisms in place so that they understand, oh yeah, wow, it's actually likely, this looks really like, that, yeah, we will achieve this actually. Also looks at case studies from the past, other clients' case studies, also what methods you have in place to get this done so that they feel like, yeah, this will actually happen. And then what you want to achieve here is you want to reduce the time delay, so you want to get there faster and communicate this to the client. So in what time frame can you hit the result? Or if it takes a bit longer, what is the first big milestone you can hit and how fast can you hit that? And then how can you reduce effort and sacrifice? For example, say, hey, we don't only give you appointments, we help you also close them. Or like we go ahead, we do this for you, we even do creatives for you and so on. So the more, you don't have to do everything perfect here, right? But the more you're actually differentiating yourself, that way you're creating value. The more value you provide, the better you can differentiate yourself from your competition. Now, step 5 is the unique mechanism. So this is such an important thing. Another thing I learned here from Cole Gordon is like, think of your mechanism as the simultaneous explanation of why everything they tried in the past has failed and why this is going to be different. Not sure who said it first. I heard from Cole Gordon at least. And I love this framework here, right? This is a framework you can use for your content as well as when you present your offers on social or as well in a call. And it's like most, and then you put in your avatar, try to achieve this result, are doing this. So that's the problem. And here's the problem with that. And you explain why that is a problem that they're doing it like this. And then you explain what is the consequence of them doing this. And then you explain, so instead what we do is we have this specific methodology which allows us to get this benefit, which ultimately means that the benefit of the benefit. Do you understand this? You're starting explaining why they're doing it wrong, what's the problem with that, and explain the consequences. You understand that they have these consequences, and you show them the consequences, and then you come in. It's almost like problem, you're agitating the problem, and then you present your solution and the benefits of your solution. This is a super powerful framework I recommend for everyone. And that way you can this is something you can then use as a brainstorm to come up with a unique mechanism that makes you different, especially for sophisticated markets. Okay. And so a part of this is that you come up with your proven process or pillars, right? So what is the proven way you provide your service? What is the way that you do it every time you always get those results? And how can you show this also in a visual format and present this on a sales call? And so you can, for example, use GPT to get brainstorming, of course, for this. And obviously, what I recommend highly is check out Alex Hormozi's online course on the naming side of things. Obviously, you need to be clear what are the specific steps you lead your customer through to get from A to B. But then once you are there, how can you create a different mechanism, how you deliver the service in a different way that others are not, and how can you also package it and give it a name that others are not? And so I really recommend, of course, the training there that he has on the naming side of things. And this will help you. And along with GPT, it actually can help you brainstorm and give it a unique name. Because the pillars of your service, let's say you can give a result to your client in like 3 to 4 major pillars, major steps. This is how you should present this. Our system is this and this with these steps. Here are a few examples. You could say like, first we install our patients that prepay and show up system. Then we have our never follow up again system. And then we have our just show up and close mechanism or system. And then our new YouTube ads for the system or niche or mechanism or whatever. Or there's a lot of ideas that you can brainstorm this. These are just examples. The clinic ignition strategy, maybe that's not a good example, but the e-com ads ignition strategy. And then from there you can find something that sounds attractive, a new system, a new AI system, conversion testing, what they haven't heard before, what sets you apart, what is the unique mechanism you have. And then you present this not only in the outreach, but also as you're presenting your offer. And the main thing is you don't want to present thousands of slide decks and pitches, but you rather want to keep it centered around a specific outcome, get from A to B in that time, overcoming that specific roadblock they have with a specific way, a specific set of pillars in a specific system. That's key, okay? Now, once you identified unique mechanism, I would always, in step 6, think about in the final piece, what makes you different. Unique mechanism, of course, is something that should set you apart, but we want to still drill a bit deeper. Because one thing is your mechanism, but the other thing is what makes you and your company different, okay? So why is what you do so much better than the competition or the other alternatives out there? What are 3 uniques, your differentiators? And that's important for your marketing, for your sales call. First, I would tell you, list what you believe makes your people, your company, your product or service different. What makes you? What do you think it is, right? Brainstorm this first. Take some time, brainstorm this. And then this is really important. You should have done this already in the problem analysis and the market research section, is that you should ask your previous and current clients, like give them a short call, have them fill out a short form and go through a few questions with you. Ideally a call, it's much easier to go through it. And then again, as we've done before, you want to use the exact words of your clients to understand what do they think makes you different. And then you start with what were the specific pains that you solved that they hated dealing with. What were they frustrated about working on a daily basis before working with you or doing before working with you? And then now the key is, what do they enjoy the most about working with you? And ask them, why is it an absolute no-brainer that they work with you? And the dimension should be like time, frustration, effort, money saved or gained, okay? Why is it a no-brainer? How would they describe this? And what do you do better and faster? And what do they think makes you different to other agencies or service providers they work with? This is super important because that way it gives you ideas how your customers perceive what makes you unique, what makes you different. Also, especially if they had experience with other agencies before. And then you can use this knowledge from your clients to create attractive messaging and copy. All right. Out of what everything you think and as well as they said, decide the top 3 that make you truly unique, which matter to you and your customers. Look, here's a few examples here. Now, you can think about what is your track record of industry-leading clients, like the types of clients you work with that are well-known in your niche, social proof, right? This is super powerful if you have big, powerful case studies, clear results that are known in the industry. This is a unique differentiator. If you say, hey, I'm the only one who has worked with these and these big names and we help them scale from this and this, wow, right? This is a uniqueness that not everybody has, right? Because not everybody has this as a case study. Then just the number of clients in one niche. We have worked with so many, like we've worked with 100 founders in this niche already, very hands-on, have gotten those and those results, where you can say like more than any other out there, we've worked with this and this. This is also powerful, right? Because you have a specific number of results, a big number in that niche. Another one would be high touch support for each client, right? You could measure this by saying your clients get better results on average. You could literally measure this. If there's statistics out there, the typical results that they set, for example, your clients have gotten with previous agencies, and then you could say our clients on average get these and these results. Increase in ROAS, increased revenue, any other statistics that you can feel, you can measure, that would be powerful as well in terms of the support you're providing and therefore the results. Another one would be how long were your clients staying with previous agencies and how long are they staying with you already? It's another sign, right? To set you apart, industry average is this and this, and your clients stay with you for that long. That's another thing that sets you apart from others. And then obviously another powerful tool is your specific niche expertise. Specific result for a specific niche or industry. You could, for example, say, instead of just saying, we do all types of e-com brands, you could say we work specifically with health and wellness brands, right? And that doesn't mean that you work only with yoga mat producers, right? But all types of health and wellness brands, because then you could say like, hey, we are specializing in health and wellness brands. We understand the way creatives need to be set up. We understand the language and so on. We have gotten results for similar brands out there. This might also be something where you can say, hey, we understand the niche, we have specific knowledge about that, we know their language, we've been in their position, we understand them deeply. For example, if you worked at a company before, let's say you worked at a brand in that space, and then you were doing an agency, and you can really say, hey guys, I've been working on the brand side myself, I understand the challenges, I understand the industry. This builds much more trust, right, than any other agency out there who runs stuff for everybody. All types of niches, and doesn't have that specific knowledge, that specific niche expertise. So think about this. This is powerful. Always think from the perspective of a customer. What would they like to see? What would make it for them super valuable? And then use these three uniques. Communicate this in your messaging as well as social media content as well as outbound, and that way it will convert much better. Now, here's a final summary. This is what we exactly want to create, so specifically who you're helping with what through your specific mechanism and specific way. The promise you would guarantee, you can guarantee it, or at least you say this is exactly what we help with, so it's a specific outcome. And then you have the proven process and the pillars in line with the unique mechanism, and then you have the three uniques. This is a powerful foundation for your messaging, and that way you will actually be able to make sure that you convert super nicely on outreach, your ads will be converting better, you understand your audience. So do this type of work, because that way everything converts better, you get higher paying clients, and you can actually streamline the service that you deliver, and you're seen as an expert. That's how you build an irresistible offer, so you can scale your services. Now, I hope this was helpful for you. If this was helpful, obviously click on this video and like, and if you want more like that, click on subscribe and leave a comment on any questions you have, any FAQs you have. Leave a comment below. We'll make sure to get them answered. And also, of course, if you want this whole process, this whole SOP, so you can do these exercises, there should be a link below or a button where you can click on and then download this. Leave your number where we can send this to, so you can download it, and then we'll send it to you so you have the whole process. And then apart from this, if you want more resources, we have a complete SOP library. You can just click this here on my website, and there will be more trainings like this with more SOPs that you can download, and then basically use all of these tools for free to help you grow your business and your agency. And then we have more resources that could be super valuable for you. We have a community of founders here, free community that would be helpful, where we give away more of these tools, more of these trainings for you. And then, of course, we have a podcast. Of course, we have our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. If you like podcasts, we have our consistent performance, consistent scaling podcast. Subscribe to that one as well. And then if you want more help with all of these points, right? If you want to scale your business to those 100K, or if you already want to scale them to 8 figures while cutting your time in the operations in half, then we can help you with this. We help you get more high quality leads and sales with less effort and manual work, optimizing your offer together, building a predictable in-house lead gen and client acquisition system that you don't have to do all of it yourself. We help you get rid of low leverage operational tasks with ease, helping your operations to be more efficient systems, SOP and automations, and make sure that we build an elite A-player team that takes care of the daily operations without your help, so you're not stuck in the operations yourself and can focus more on growing the business. And will help you also scale simply 2 to 5 times faster without putting out fires, by also optimizing your schedule, your execution speed as the CEO, as well as your team, so that you don't have to do all of it yourself. If you want to learn more about what we do and how it works, just go to my website, apply for your free call, and I will come up with a game plan personally for you to implement that. Here are some of our references, case studies that we've worked with 7-figure, 8-figure brands that we've gotten results in the past years. And again, here's the link to the SOP library. Here's some of our testimonials, you can check them out, some of our clients, and then from here you can apply for your game plan session. And if you want to connect, here are all the socials where we can connect and stay in touch, and I can also answer any question. Guys, I hope that was valuable. Again, at the end of it, subscribe to this channel if you liked the videos, you get more of those, and click like and leave a comment with any questions you have about it so I can help you answer them. And then if you need, hook you up with the SOP as well. And then I would say, hope it was valuable. See you on our call here. Apply for that now. And then I would say, see you on the next episode. Hope that was helpful. Peace out.